Africa, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Palisa Tembe and this is Afternoon Express. And I see you, me sporting my new tee, hashtag stay home. That is what we're all going to be doing tonight. Now, it is the last day before the national shutdown, and I hope that all of you are prepared for the 3 weeks ahead. Now, it is going to be quite deep, it's going to be grueling, but it's also going to push us to be the best and come back even stronger as a nation. Now, we've got some guests, great guests lined up for you on the show today. But first up, it's a Thursday, and that means that it's another edition of Fashion Express. Now, you may be thinking that during lockdown, you don't need to worry about style, but here on Afternoon Express, we say no to that. Just because you're staying home, it doesn't mean that you have to give up on your look. So joining us now is model and lifestyle influencer and a very good friend of mine, Ghislaine Mutambo. She's got 21 ways to zhuzh up your home look for 21 days. I'm looking very much excited to that, and I know that she's got her get up all looking cute. So I actually want you guys, hey girl, how are you? Let's first say hello. Let's say hello. And we all have, we've got shiny shoes, so you know what it is. Yes, we always have to keep that distance. We have to keep lockdown going. And I want to find out from everyone at home, 21 days, 21 looks. Are you willing to step up to that challenge? Girl, you looking dope as ever.
I thought loungewear, let me bring a little bit of negligee / uppity up to the set. So.
And uppity up is all the way with you. I mean, my girl always takes it to level 10. When you do something, you do it properly.
Thank you so much.
And speaking about the work that you do, I mean, being a model, lifestyle and fashion blogger, how have you come up in the industry and being the incredible award-winning content creator that you are?
I've basically just established my passion. I just do what I love, which is fashion, beauty, and express it with people that are like-minded and that appreciate the tips and the tricks on how to better themselves as well.
I love that. Simple, easy, but something that is so valuable. So we're coming up to autumn, or rather in autumn right now. What are some autumn trends and looks that we should look out for?
In autumn, I always like the autumn colors, you know, the burgundies, the rouge. So you just got to play with color in autumn. Oranges, you know, golds, sparkles. You know, I love your eye look.
I think it's obvious the type of girls we are, girly girls all the way. But even for people who don't necessarily think of themselves as fashionistas and people who are down with the trends and the style, how are they able, on a very basic, simple level, to level it up regardless?
I always think, trust your cupboard. I don't want you to go out there and buy stuff. I think simplicity is key, always. So keep it simple. Go and fetch one item and then pair it up with something else. It doesn't have to be bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Like head to toe, you know. Keep it simple, and simplicity always wins.
I love that. Simplicity really does always win, and I love what you mentioned, the fact that it is incredibly important to use what you've got. It's all about sustainability and being clever. And you know what? What Cyril has done for us, he's made sure that we don't have a choice. We can't go shop because shops are closed regardless. Saya now.
Stay home.
Yeah. Staying home. And talking about staying home, looks, 21 looks for 21 days.
21 days.
I mean, how do we play?
So I'm going to keep it simple, as I said, pairing, matching, using sets and then pairing them up with other things and really just finding comfort.
Yeah, and I know behind us, you can see on the screen right there, we have got girls twinning, winning, besties as always. And I see that they've used, or rather taken a spin on the pajama look and taken it to the streets.
Girl, I always thought, like, the pajama look, what is going on? But look, Corona is like you're going to slay inside your house and then you don't have to take it off. You can keep it on in bed as well. Like, it's multifunctional, it's comfortable. If you have a Skype call, you can keep it here. You know, you can also do that if you're working from home. So I love this, and also the texture of the fabric silk is really comfortable, so it really like makes the 21 days go by more comfortable and more stylish.
No, I love silk. I love the play with materials. And where do onesies fit in all of this? Can we still slay in a onesie?
Girl, you can. I feel like if you don't have a onesie, what are you talking about? Like, these are great for families. You guys can have a onesie party, you know. Yes. You guys can have a onesie board game night. I think those are great. They're fun. And the more ridiculous the onesie, the better.
I love it. We're going extra here with these 21 days. And I think it's also an opportunity opportunity to let your personality shine through.
Absolutely.
You know, why be dreary during these days?
Do you have a onesie?
I actually don't, girl. So as soon as lockdown is over and I'm allowed to get out and smell the fresh air again, that's the first thing I'm going to get leading into winter because it is crucial. So what else can people look for? I mean, a lot of people are doing those Skype calls, still have meetings that are on the go, that are very, very, very important. So what, do we just keep our shorts on underneath?
Keep your PJs on. Keep your PJs on. Take a denim top. Like this, the previous outfit that we just talked about, pair it with a denim at the top, it still works. So you can still be comfortable, wear your PJs at the bottom, hate the Skype call, it's just still here, and they'll never know.
They'll never know.
They'll never know. There's a distance, people.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, and again, looking back at this look, we've seen this classic denim, this mom kind of jean cut, and we, again, looking at that silk at the top, still looking professional, still looking cute, but ever so comfortable.
Yeah, ever so like smart casual. So if you are one that's going to be doing those hectic conference calls, again, you do want to keep it kind of smart, but also casual because you are at home. So I know you're going to put on your TikTok after that and still do the moves, but they'll never know.
They will never know. I love all of that. And of course, you know, with it being the lockdown kind of moment right now, in terms of just lifestyle, the person that you are and giving in and feeding yourself in all ways and all aspects. What's your take on that?
I feel like, I know this feels like, you know, you know what I did, actually? I went to get my stash, my junk for the 21 days last week. I'm like, you know, I'm sorted. I am, it's all finished. So it's all gone. All my biscuits, my chocolate, it's all gone. So I think instead of approaching it that way, we need a stronger immune system, guys. Let's be active inside our home. Like, I've named my front door the gym. Quarren Gym. And sometimes I'll go live with my folks on Instagram and then we work out together. Keep hydrated because also you want to keep your immune system strong. So you can't exactly like pour it up, you know?
Let's keep it balanced, balanced lifestyle. I love that, balanced lifestyle. Definitely do not forget that you do have a personality, you do have a sense of style, and why not use these 21 days to express it? Be comfortable, be cute. I mean, you've got your little negligee going on here. I love the pink, I love the silk, playing off again that pajama look, but of course, stepping it up. Thank you so much, Ghislaine. But we're going to see you again a little later on in the show. You're not going anyway. Girl. You heard it here first. Don't worry, settle in, get comfortable. But after the break, we chat love, life, and the entertainment industry with celeb couple Dogozo, Molefe, and Mulo. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, power couple Ntokozo Molefe and Mulo tied the knot last year. A few months later, they welcomed a beautiful new baby boy into the world. They join us this afternoon to chat about the new chapter in their lives and also how they're preparing for these interesting times that we find ourselves in currently. Guys,
hello.
First of all, I need to thank you for being part of the show on the last live until everyone stays.
Exactly. You had to go out on an epic note. That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
No, I love that. Thank you again for joining us, guys. I mean, Mulo, I have to start with you. Radio DJ, TV production.
Yeah.
Father.
I mean,
husband, or fiance.
I'll tell you this, my favorite hat is father. Even though I'm only 7 weeks into the job, it literally is my most... Yeah, it's my favorite job right now.
Here you are, Mulo, touching South African hearts everywhere you go.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Where did your love for broadcasting begin?
I think while I was still in high school, I used to watch a lot of TV and listen to a lot of radio. Went to Rhodes, studied journalism.
I was a rodent as well.
I knew it. I could see. And then from there, the rest is history, man. I did a lot of radio and TV, and I'm still doing it now.
Yeah, and you just fell in love with it. I love that. And another person you fell in love with was Usis Ntokozo right here.
Yep.
You also have just this bug for entertainment.
Absolutely.
You started out really young as a TV presenter. I mean, out here, energetic,
the energy was
doing
on
the
1,000,
things.
yeah.
And then you transitioned into acting.
Yeah.
So how did you rather find the transition? And do you have a favorite?
Listen, it's tough to say I have a favorite because presenting will always be my first love. It's what I did in the beginning, you know, that's how I kickstarted my career. But I think the thing about art is that you always have to grow, you always have to evolve. So you start out doing one thing and you're like, okay, I've done this is interesting, what more can I do? And that's where acting came in, and it's very great, it's amazing, I love it. It's one art that I truly, truly do respect, though, because it does require a lot from a person, you know what I mean? So I do respect every artist out there, actors, artists who are singing, everybody who's presenting.
Creatives.
Arts, yeah, creatives, like, all in general, are just such creative people, and they're just great.
Definitely. You have to take your hats off to everyone in the industry doing their thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm ruffling feathers here at home, but I mean, Mulo, would you ever cast your fiancé in some of your work?
Listen, the truth is...
I'm trying to put you on.
Listen.
I'm trying to get your
I'm trying to listen to this answer.
The truth is, we met working together.
Okay.
And I think in the future... I'm considering writing something for her. Yeah.
No, okay, please do, because I'm definitely tuning in for that mastermind, masterpiece.
You should see our YouTube page. That's where you see the actual production that we work on together.
The chemistry we have together on screen, it's beautiful.
Oh, well, speaking about that chemistry and all things beauty, this union started 6 years ago.
Yeah.
That is crazy, unheard of these days, especially in young couples, right? So how did you guys meet? Tell us. Spill the quarantine.
Do you want to go or should I go?
Listen, I'll go, and I don't know if this is going to be the same story. You know, we always have different stories.
I love that.
But just to keep it short, we met on set. So I was interviewing him, and I promise you, the first time I met him, I'm like, listen, I don't know what it is, but there's like this genuine connection that I have with this person.
I've been told I'm a great interviewer.
Listen.
You're making me laugh from a healthy place.
So I meet him, I'm interviewing him, I'm sitting across him, and I'm like, what's this energy? What is this vibe? And fast forward to a year later, he asked me out, naturally.
It took him a year?
Yeah. You know, you need to settle into these things. You can't just jump into a big decision like that. I knew that this was not going to be about games. I was in it for the long haul.
Yeah. And, you know, it's all about preparing yourself in all of yourself to bring the best of yourself into someone else's life. And you have been blessed enough to welcome a bundle of joy. A little baby boy. A little baby Mulo. I mean, how have you found parenthood thus far? And, I mean, I know that there's no guideline, there's no rule book, there's no manual in being a parent, but who's the better parent?
Listen, I'll start.
I knew he was going to take this one.
She's been a parent longer than me because the child was in her womb for 9 months.
That's not fair.
And then I just got the job like a couple of weeks ago.
He just signed the contract.
I really just signed
He's
the
on
contract.
probation.
Yeah, he's still on probation.
So
3 months.
I have to say, like I said, I've done a lot of things in my life, and this is definitely my favorite thing to do. I love spending time with him, just watching him grow, changing nappies.
It's his favorite
I literally,
thing. Literally.
we have to fight who changes the nappy in the house because I want to do it so much.
That is absolutely so bizarre to me because normally we see the father running the opposite direction.
Like, okay.
And the
there you
mother's
go.
like,
exactly.
oh, okay.
No,
We have a game. I even have signs. We have a game.
he
him and I.
prepares him before he changes the diaper so that he doesn't go into some kind of a rant or like, you know, just get gruntled and stuff. So
And
it's beautiful to watch.
Speaking about routines
Yeah.
and just the family structure as a whole, South Africa, tonight at midnight, we're going through a lockdown. And I know a lot of South Africans are a little confused. It's as if the coronavirus is just going to be birthed Thursday night. No, it's not going to be birthed Thursday night. It's been there. But the president gave us some time to settle down, settle in, so that we can focus in healing the country. So as a family, how are you guys going to take up this 21 days? And in terms of routine, in terms of just safety precautions and boosting that immune system, how is that looking like in your household?
I think for us, because our baby is still so young, so already we have been in the house. So I had been limiting my movements from the jump. Luckily, he's already gotten his vaccination. So this is something we don't have to worry about. I think it was like a sigh of relief for us. So yeah, all his medications are already in the house. He's gotten his vaccinations. We went baby shopping way ahead of time, so he won't even be in need of winter clothing. Listen, I went crazy when I bought
really,
clothes.
really happy that we're going to be in the house because we've been spending too much money going out the house and buying new baby stuff.
Dude, and that's another thing. Finances during this time is something that is crucial. We need to be clever with our money. We need to be purposeful and focused, truly focused. It's not a time to jaw. It's not a time to have fun. It's a time to really focus in on healing general as a nation. So I love the point that you guys just brought up. I know it's in a very joking fashion, but it's something to be taken, to be taken serious. I mean, Mulo, for yourself, how have you found this quarantine life in terms of in the entertainment industry? How's it affecting us?
It's pretty tough. I think because most of us have now joined the digital era and digital is where everyone is going. People are going live on their Instagrams. People are hosting events on their Instagrams. I think it's time that as creatives, we think creatively about how to keep our audience interested, because that's what we do. We entertain and we keep audiences. And then if we take everything online and match it with sponsors, which is something our company does, by the way, we create content for sponsors.
Beautiful.
It's pretty easy. Not easy, but it's a way that you can deal as an entertainer in this time.
Still doing what you want to do, being passionate about it, sharpening your craft, so that by the time you get in, backstack in when we open up the gates, we are bangena in a
Exactly. It's almost like you never lived. It should be that way.
If I was a singer right now, I would be belting every day in my house, doing every
on
kind of
Instagram
Well,
Live.
Mulo, I'm going to need you to hold that energy because you might not be singing, but I'm definitely going to have you cooking with me in the kitchen just now. Over to the kitchen.
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Yeah, hands clean, sanitized and washed.
Yeah,
all
pretty
the
much.
way, ready to get stuck in with the Clover Classic range. Now, there is something to offer for any timeless taste that you want to create. So you might want to spoil the fam with a sweet treat for remaining indoors. And our classic tinned pear and berry jam bread pudding with Clover Classic Custard is one recipe that is easy, quick, and tasty to try. So SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs are charged at R1.50. And free SMSs do not apply. You ready to whoop it up?
Hey, man, what do you need me to do?
Okay, I need you to be stationed right here.
Okay,
and I'll be
it seems
stationed
hot here.
No, it's not. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
We're creating a dessert here, something sweet. Obviously, your little boy can't try it, but this is definitely something to gift to Dogozo with.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten to solids yet, but okay, let's go.
Okay, so all we need is our classic custard. Now, this classic custard is incredible because it's convenient. It's already prepared for us. The hard work has been done. So all we need to do, you can enjoy it hot, you can enjoy it cold. But right now, it is going to be the star ingredient to our recipe here. We've got some eggs in the mix.
Those are eggs?
Yeah,
Did you put anything? Oh, okay, cool.
Just egg yolks in it. And then we've got some milk here. We've got some vanilla essence as the final touch. And then I'm going to ask you to please whip that all up for us.
I mean, don't you want to, like, show me how?
Ah, Mulo. You can't even whip. Oh, look how he's whipping. Oh, that's so cute.
How should I be doing this?
You're doing it with such such care and such love.
Okay,
and do you know what? It doesn't matter because I always say it tastes the same in your stomach. So with this recipe, technique is not that important. You don't have to be a master whipper in the kitchen because you see you're doing a sterling
You're
job
taking me back to Snack Attack, Yo TV days.
Yeah, Yo TV. Oh, I used to love that. She grew up on that.
I used to produce that.
Okay. Again, throwing in the accolades, but
hey,
you know, you've done the hard work, so you definitely deserve to be celebrated. What I need you to do, that looks perfect, Molo. You can stop right there. Pour that mixture into this ceramic container. Not all of it. We just want to make sure that the entire base is covered. You can stop right there.
Okay.
And maybe I can say it's just about 1 centimeter from the bottom of the base. Perfect, beautiful. Next step. We have got some melted butter over here. And we've got 2 loaves of bread. As I promised, this is a bread pudding. So what we're going to do is we're going to dip our little brush into the melted butter, and then we just brush each side of the bread like this. And this is basically because essentially this whole thing is going to go into the oven, right?
Oh,
so
that's why this is warm here.
Yes, that's the oven, Babs. That's the oven. That's the oven. Or rats. Doggos right now shaking her head. She's like, clearly it's so obvious who does not cook in the household. Okay, so you brush that off, making sure that it's looking really good, ready to enter. But first, before we also do that, we don't want the crusts. You know when you're growing up, you hate crusts in bread. So we're going to cut off the crust. To make it easy, I'm going to just double it up. Make sure you cut off all the crusts, South Africa, because we do not need that in the bread pudding. I mean, has your grandmother growing up ever made bread pudding for you?
No, not really. Kiani isn't known for pudding much, you know?
It's not renowned for pudding.
Yeah, it's not renowned for pudding. Moroho, yeah, definitely.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
Well, that's also something to try during this quarantine moment. Okay, so I've also cut my bread slices into little triangles. And then what we do is that we layer up our bread like this, and we basically create ridges and layers throughout, ne?
Sheesh, have you done this before?
I actually haven't. This is my first time doing it. But Chef Tumi, our resident chef, she gave me the tips and tricks, and she was like, girl, I trust you. Go out, go conquer, and go be great. So I did that. But what I'm also going to ask you to do, if you can just add, just to fill up the rest of this, it doesn't have to be this perfect. Essentially, if you're a chef, this is how it's going to look in terms of the layers and in terms of the separations in between the slices of bread. But you can also just, you know me, rustic, I plop it all in together. It tastes the same when it's in your stomach. And now comes the sweet part. I love this. So we've got some lemon zest here. Yeah. And then I've also got some berry jam. I'm going to take some lemon zest.
This looks so good.
It looks good, right? Ready to devour. Put that in there. I'm going to ask you just to use that spoon.
I thought you were going to ask me to whisk again.
No. No. Here I'm just going to ask simple stirring. And then I'm also going to add some water into this apricot jam, just a little bit of it. And I'm going to save that for later. And you're going to see what I'm going to do with this a little later. It's going to look incredible. We've also used some tinned pears here. And Mulo, what I'm going to ask you to do now. Okay?
Anything.
Anything. Now he's ready for action.
I'm ready.
A little late to the party, mister. No, I'm joking. Please, may you add. We use some tinned pears here. And, of course, a lot of people...
Add them into here?
Just add them right into there. Let me move the butter so our viewers can see at home. You just add that into there. It doesn't really matter. But, again, if you're a perfectionist, like I know Dumi is, she would be adding them in between.
So I can just, like, pour them in?
Like, Motan, if you like, it's fine. It's your house. It's your party. You've taken over Afternoon Express. It's fine. You just add that all in there. And a lot of people right now have bought a lot of tinned goods, canned goods, because it doesn't go off. It will stay in your pantry forever. It is really affordable, cheap on the pocket, but it tastes ever so yummy. So whilst you do that, now I'm going to ask for this mixture that you've put to add that now as well into your ceramic.
This is going to be so rich.
It's going to be rich, ne? It's going to be decadent. As we said, Pella, we are rewarding our loved ones for staying at home. # stay at home, isolating ourselves. A lot of people need a treat. A lot of people need that that boost of happiness, and it's definitely going to be injected from the stomach.
Should I mix it in or keep it like this? Because it looks nice like this.
It kind of looks nice like that. I kind of like your style. I'm going to let you do you. And as I promised, this apricot jam that I whisked in with some water, this is going to be the glaze for the top of our bread pudding. But if you do not have apricot jam, it's okay. You know the syrup that gets left behind from the tinned goods? You can take that syrup, do not throw away. We use everything in this kitchen because budget, 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 right? You take it and then you also use the same thing to put on top of our our mixture here, our bread pudding, just like that. And that's just going to add that beautiful layer of sweet syrup on top, ne?
If you pull out one that's already done right now, that's when you'll make my afternoon.
Okay, talk about that. I'm going to need you to put that in the oven. You can just set your oven at 160 for about 20 minutes, or just as soon as that top is nice and golden brown. It's going to look delicious. It's going to look decadent. There's the finished product right there. See, voila, the magic of TV. SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. But just in case you missed it, here's a quick recap.
Made with love by Clover. Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
I just had a moment with myself. I was like, I'm hungry now. But after the break, we're talking beauty and how to maintain your skin during the lockdown. Plus, we get some important clarity on what exactly this lockdown entails. We'll be right back.
Next time on Tropika Island of Treasure Curacao, in a race for points, teams are thrown into the deep end. Team Tropical and Team Mango Beach struggling.
I don't understand how.
Wow! Sims clearly exhausted.
What an epic fail.
Fuzzy and Darren fighting for their lives right now.
I can see Fuzzy is crushed.
I'm done.
Tropika Island of Treasure Curacao, Tuesday evenings at 7:30. Repeat Saturdays at 8 p.m. only on SABC3.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and I hope that you're settling in and getting ready for the lockdown. Hashtag stay home. This is our last live show for Afternoon Express, but I'll tell you more details about that later on in the show. Now, as people stay in their homes to help flatten the curve of the coronavirus, there are many ways to stay healthy and in high spirits, and also eating healthy and taking good care of your skin. Now is a good a time as any to get into a new skincare regimes that were considered, too tedious or time-consuming. And Afriderm face care products and creams for dark skin nurture dark skin tones. By following simple daily face regimes, you will keep your skin nourished and protected. Now, ladies, Ghislaine, I talk to you about Afriderm almost all the time. You see my post on social media that it keeps my skin popping, and something that is like my best friend right now is the Afriderm Gentle Facial Cleanser. Definitely something that I can use during this lockdown moment. Don't you guys feel?
Yeah,
absolutely.
How does your skincare regime even look like right now? Do you have one?
Should I go?
Go first. You can go first.
Yeah, I do have a skincare regime. First things first is cutting out stress. So if he or she is stressing you, quarantine him or her now. And then the next thing I love to do is I love to use the stuff I have in my fridge, like honey and those are the homemade stuff. But then product-wise, I also have my Garnier, my
beautiful
scrubs.
stuff, yeah.
I like to be moisturized when I go to
Look
bed.
at popping. Yeah, I love that. Another thing that I can't live without is sunscreen.
Yeah.
Give me an amen, right?
Very,
Holy
very
grail.
underrated.
Very
Sunscreen,
underrated.
1000%.
So I've got something right up my sleeve for all of that. We all use day creams now. So Afriderm Day Cream has SPF 20 in. How popping, right? A lot of people believe that if you are indoors, there's no reason or use for skincare, but the sun coming in from the window definitely affects you. Harsh lighting as well.
Yeah, exactly.
UV rays definitely too. So I don't know how you feel about all of these
I think
creams
for
and all of
me,
that.
I do limit it when I use products on my face. The most important thing is to keep it natural. I drink a lot of water.
Ding, ding, ding.
Listen, water is the magic to my skin. And I literally used to underrate it before, but the more water I drink, I realize that my skin clears out naturally. You know what I
Love
said?
that.
And she also mentioned the fact that when you look into your cupboards, like everything is there. You don't even have to go far.
Love
you
that.
know? Yeah.
And
limit.
Something though also that, coming home from work, you're tired. The last thing you want to do is take off your makeup, but it is essential, it is key. And then bringing that nutrients back into your face. So I know personally, again, I use obvious night cream. But you ladies, your skincare regime, do you use masks at all?
Okay, so I use...
Or do you like natural masks?
I do use a mask. I use a Garnier mask of some sort. I just flip-flop.
Okay, no, listen.
Sorry.
No specific routine here. No, we just free flow with it.
Yeah.
I love that. For me, every single day, I start with my cleanser.
Yeah.
I go in with my day cream. Throughout the day, keeps me protected, keeps me hydrated. At night, I finish up with that night cream, done and dusted. A lot of things, though, that people often forget or take, or maybe take for granted is eye cream. A lot of people say that, using eye cream, the younger you are, the better it gets for when you get older. So, prevention is better than cure, that whole situation. And I know right now a lot of us are washing our hands and sanitizing our hands, so that Afriderm hand and body lotion is key.
Yeah.
So, ladies, I want to see how popping the melanin is right now.
Listen, we are on it, glowing and growing. That's where we are right now.
Glowing and growing.
Yeah.
So the final tips, ladies, that you say to keep your skin popping during these 21 days: water,
absolutely.
keep it natural, don't stress.
And you know what I mean? Like, a diet is also very important. And when I say diet, I mean don't pig out on every single thing. It's 21 days. It's literally not that many days. You know what I mean? So try to limit like all the junk food that you're gonna have.
That you bring in.
And if you do, like, the sugar will betray you on 1,000. So limit that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do the home stuff as well while you're there, because today I was quite manic in the shops getting all your stuff. So there's stuff that you can do at home, but really your colored greens, eat your vegetables.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I think this is a time to use less makeup. So no makeup, will be in the house, so your skin will literally get to breathe.
And recover.
Yeah, just recover, just, you know what I mean? Just be kinder to your skin. It deserves
And
it.
sleep.
I love that. Sleep,
love
finally.
that.
But also, I just want to continue on the vein that you were heading on, Ghislaine, when you were saying that there is no more an opportunity opportunity to go into shops and buy and, of course, get your hands on these goodies, these AfriDerm goodies. So I've got something better for you. Shopping online. You know, talk about an add to cart day. Every day for me is an add to cart day. For these 21 days, we do challenge you to just add to cart and shop at www.afriderm.co.za. Now, it's super easy to do so. As I just gave you the website, head over to the website, type in your name, type in your email address, set up your account, and then I'm going to need you to change the currency to the ZAR, which is, of course, the South African rand. Then you click on, if you, let's say, want to shop the night cream, for example, then you just click on the AfriDerm night cream. After you have selected the AfriDerm night cream, after scrolling through all of the products, there we found the AfriDerm night cream, and then you just click add to cart at the bottom. Very, very affordable, as you've seen. After you've added to cart, you just click on the AfriDerm logo on the top of the screen to get back to the home page. And then you click on the AfriDerm eye cream, because of course we do encourage more shopping. Add the eye cream to cart, and then of course click on the shopping basket at the top of the screen again, and then you just click check out, fill in the billing details, and proceed to pay. This is so easy, this is so simple, and this is only available when you go onto the AfriDerm site. Delivery will be more or less 5 working days. Delivery fee is 45 Rand. Anywhere in South Africa. How easy is that?
That's so
Sounds easy enough.
Like you can be in your PJs and shop.
Exactly.
Talk about being in your PJs and shop. Now, we wish you all the best in the upcoming 20 days of lockdown. Stay healthy and be safe.
You're beautiful. Love the shade of your skin. An all-in-one solution for beautiful skin.
Tonight at midnight, South Africa goes into what's called lockdown. Many of us are still unsure of exactly what this means and what the restrictions are. Now, to get more clarity on the matter, we're joined on the line now by journalist Adam Wiles. Hi, Adam. Hello, Adam. Are you there? Adam. You know, Adam does this to me. I thought we had a good relationship after last week. Adam, don't run away. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today and clarifying and debunking some of the things that are going on in our country. Now, on Tuesday, the president declared a national shutdown in the wake of the current state of emergency that our country finds itself in. There is much speculation on what lockdown exactly and actually is. So what does it actually mean for citizens?
Well, the short version is unless you are somebody who is involved in providing vital services, you have to stay home as much as possible. And vital services are people who are in food production, food provision, and medicine and healthcare, essentially. So you can only leave your house to go shopping for essentials, to go and see a doctor, get medical attention, maybe at a hospital. You can visit an ATM or a bank if you absolutely need cash. You can go and collect social grants. You can fill up with petrol. If somebody dies, you can go to a funeral, but no more than 50 people, that's 50, are allowed at the funeral. Then whenever you're outside, which should be as little as possible, you should follow physical distancing rules. You should stay 2 meters away from everybody else. And you should be careful to sanitize things like, ATM buttons and credit card machines, door handles and things that a lot of other people have touched because the virus can live on these things. And the government's made it very clear that you're not allowed to exercise outside your property. So you're not allowed to go jogging. You can't walk your dogs. There isn't any socializing allowed. This is not the time to go and visit your friends and have a party, and you're not allowed to move between districts and provinces either. And the whole idea of this is to cut down people traveling and coming into contact with each other, because that is what spreads this virus.
So why is this drastic decision necessary at this point in time?
Well, we're seeing a very rapid rise in the confirmed COVID-19 infections, the infections of these viruses. President Ramaphosa said this afternoon we now have more than 900 people confirmed. I mean, that is a small number relative to the real number. You must always realize that the number of positive tests is a big underestimate of what's really going on out there. There are probably many, many more people than that who actually have the virus. The other important point is we're now seeing what's called community spread of the virus in the country. It's no longer visitors from overseas that are bringing the virus to us. The virus is now spreading among South Africans. And because this virus spreads so fast compared to other similar viruses, and lockdowns are the only proven measure we have to slow it down. And so we really need to act quickly now to prevent thousands of people getting sick and maybe overwhelming our healthcare system.
Absolutely. It's so important to follow the rules, South Africa. Now, we can't deny that even with numerous calls for citizens not to panic, some can't resist to urgent panic shop and stock up on various home supplies. So should people be stocking up as we've been seeing over the last couple of days?
Well, I think it's important to know that, food production and food provision is not being closed down. So the shops are going to be getting food over the next 21 days. The pharmacies and so on are going to be getting medicine. So you don't have to go out and buy everything that you see because, you think you're going to starve in the next 21 days. I would say it's probably a good idea to maybe buy a week of groceries if you can at one time, just to avoid being out there as much as possible. You really don't want to be going to and from the shop every single day if you don't have to, because every time you go out, you're placing yourself at risk of getting the virus or perhaps giving the virus to somebody else. Because remember, a lot of people who have this virus, they don't feel sick, but they're infectious. They are able to give it to other people.
Incredibly important information. Thank you again, Adam. Now, with so many things that you can't do during this lockdown period, what are some of the things that citizens can regularly and occasionally do during this time?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously very frustrating to have to stay home for 3 weeks. It's going to be quite difficult for a lot of people. But, around the world, you're seeing people getting fit at home. For the first time, they're exercising, and it makes them feel a lot better. I saw a man in Italy. He ran an entire marathon on his tiny balcony of his flat. He ran backwards and forwards, like 3 steps at a time. He managed to run an entire marathon. There was another guy in China. He ran an entire marathon around a little table in his living room. People are learning new tricks. They're playing games with their family, playing cards. A lot of people are reading. If you've got a book, to catch up on. If you have a screen in your house, catch up on the movies you've missed. Yeah. Learn to play a musical instrument. Just figure out a way of de-stressing yourself, because it's going to be very stressful. And look out for your friends. If you can, give people a call. If you can chat to your neighbor over the fence between you, keep a distance from each other, but, reach out to your friends if you can.
Yeah, so self-isolation doesn't mean you need to completely ignore everyone else, so I love that point. No. Now, another big question around the lockdown is what exactly will the roles of the police and military forces be within communities? And what are the repercussions that people will face if they do not adhere to all the rules and regulations that have been set out?
Yeah, so, the police do have expanded powers now to try and enforce these regulations, and they will be backed up by the military in all provinces of South Africa. So they'll be working together, and they'll be looking for people, who are socializing, who are getting together, who are breaking these rules. And they do have powers of arrest. And, for example, if you are a COVID positive and you're not isolating yourself, they have the right to forcibly isolate you so that you don't infect other people. But as for how exactly they're going to know, are you really going to the shops or are you actually doing something else? I think that still needs to be determined. I saw President Ramaphosa telling the police this afternoon, this is not a skop, skiet and donner moment for them. This is not the time, for the police to be heavy-handed. People are afraid. They don't know about this virus. So, he's encouraging the police to stay cool.
Yes.
But they do have powers to enforce these rules.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Adam, for shedding some light on some of the confusion around the lockdown. We do encourage everyone at home to hashtag stay home. Do not move a muscle. We are locked down. Thank you again, Adam. Now, after the break, we focus on health by looking at different types of headaches and how we should treat them.
Find your smooth fortune with Tropika. Buy a Tropika, follow the entry details on the pack and stand a chance to win your share of 1 million rand in prizes, such as a trip for 2 with KLM to Amsterdam, LG G8X cell phones, LG TVs and dishwashers, guest vouchers, guest watches and accessories, plus the smooth grand prize of a Suzuki Ignis. The more Tropika you buy, the more chances you have to win. Tropika, nothing smoother.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, headaches are common. A throbbing, pulsating pain in our head, which many of us are familiar with. And at such a stressful and demanding time, such as now, I'm sure that many of us have one. Now, although most of them are short-lived and really caused for concern, it is important that we understand the different types of headaches and how best to treat them. So we chat today to pain specialist Dr. Shay Fenter on the different types of headaches that people deal with and how we can treat it. So welcome to the loft, Shay.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Now, Shay, we have different pains in our heads, different headaches. So how do we understand the different types and what causes them?
Okay, perfect. So the most common cause of headaches is tension. And at the moment, all of us are under a tremendous amount of stress. So tension headaches essentially arise from stress, resulting in muscle spasm, particularly neck, shoulder, feels like a tight band sort of squashing your head. And it's mainly related to muscle spasm. Then, as women, we have period headaches or menstrual headaches. And this results as a result of a precipitous drop in your estrogen. And so treatment of that is essentially with anti-inflammatory agents. Then the more severe headaches, which sometimes are overdiagnosed, are migraine. How those are different from tension headaches is that they can be on one side of the head instead of both, normally associated with things like nausea, vomiting, quite a bit of sensitivity to light, and stomach problems. So that's how you try to differentiate the two, but still is a diagnosis of exclusion.
It's interesting that you detail these, because in my head I'm like, tick, I've experienced that, and it's interesting to hear where the source comes from. I think that is essential for everyone at home to understand. So when it comes to handling these different pains, is there different methods to go about doing so, or is one size fits all?
Unfortunately not. So with tension headaches, those are difficult to modulate, but essentially it's trying to minimize your stress. It will respond quite easily to just your very typical standard analgesia, so things that you can get over the counter. But exercise is important, which is also difficult right now, but hydrating, dehydration is often a very, very big cause. Trying to limit your caffeine intake, because caffeine actually can also cause headaches. Withdrawal from caffeine can cause headaches. If you drink more than 2 cups of coffee a day, not having coffee for 4 hours might precipitate a headache. So caffeine, and so those are the things that you can do. And if the headache isn't getting better just with those standard measures that I've just mentioned, then I would advise seeking medical advice during this time.
Okay, but now, you know, people are used to these over-the-counter medicines. So when do we know to seek that medical help, as you say? Because on your own, your pain threshold is different. So how do we navigate?
So if it's not responding to the typical analgesia, if it's getting worse without getting better within at least 24 hours, that's the time when you should try and seek medical attention. And during this time, things can be a bit tough. However, medical expertise is on hand, mostly via telephonic consults, so that is possible. So you aren't in it on your own. And then as well, if it is an emergency, then you'd have to seek medical advice at a casualty.
Okay, that is very
essential. And those are essential services that are available.
I love that. So you are supported during this lockdown time. You've gotten the tips as to what to do to try prevent the headaches. If you do experience a headache, you know how to cure it. And of course, moving forward, how to make sure that you become headache-free. Thank you so much, Dr. Shay. Definitely appreciate all the help. I now can feel like I am headache-free. Now, for those who are experiencing headaches and migraines, remember to always visit your pharmacist. And more serious cases, visit a medical professional who can also assist you in how to best relieve the pain that you're suffering from. Looking for immune support? Remain at your peak all year round with Immuenza.
Thanks to you, Crush has donated 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children in need across South Africa. Keep celebrating goodness with us. Buy a Crush and follow the details on the pack for a chance to win cash prizes and school fees. Crush, share the goodness.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, with thanks to your help, the 2020 Crush Goodness crew has donated 20,000 pairs of Smart Step school shoes to children in need across South Africa. So keep celebrating the goodness with us. Remember that there's only a few days left to enter the competition. Now, to do that, simply follow the details on the pack to win your share of cash prizes and one of 5 school fees valued to 50,000 Rand each. Crush, share the goodness.
Thanks to you, Crush has donated 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children in need across South Africa. Keep celebrating goodness with us. Buy a Crush and follow the details on the pack for a chance to win cash prizes and school fees. Crush, share the goodness.
As we farewell our final show, live show, before we lock down, this is Annalisa with Bambelela.
Samunyamezela kodwa kunzima nokholelwa ku izihlaba nabazali bayandixoxisa ngendlela yami thini na ngilinde impendulo ya
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
Uyandibhudisa yandilibazisa